Hi everyone, I'm Nick Bailey, and I will be your host for this morning. And we have folks that are watching us virtually as well. So for all of you, welcome. We're glad you're here. And we're going to talk about Build Your Business with RE/MAX. We're going to have a few laughs along the way. And the best part of today is it's not going to be me, it's not going to be our team telling you how to build your business with RE/MAX. It's all of you telling each other how you've used all of the brand, the tools, the services to help build your company. There is a magic behind RE/MAX. Top producers like to hang out with top producers, yes or no? Yes. And the industry believes that you're sharks and you eat your young, yes or no? Yes. Is it true? No. You're the kindest, most sharing group. And so we're going to spend a few minutes this morning and we're going to share. Here's what I want you to be prepared for. You've got your mobile device. Start thinking about your questions. When you click on the schedule, click on Build Your Business. There is a selection right there that says Live Q&A. You can start right now asking questions. Nick, what color socks you got on? Put it whatever you want to know. And then what we're going to do, we've got a few minutes at the very end that we'll go through those questions. So if you're watching us virtually as well, you too can grab that app. If you haven't downloaded it, it's going to ask you for a code. It's 2021 RE/MAX, all caps, no slash. That'll get you in, get your questions, and we'll get those at the end. Sound good? All right, let's start off. I'd like to bring up the CEO of RE/MAX Holdings, Mr. Adam Contos. Adam, join me. Come on, a little more. There you go. Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh, thank you.
We're just going to chat a few.
All right, I brought my coffee.
Good. He just about fell over a few minutes ago. Do you want to start us off with that?
Yeah, you never want to be found dead in the bathroom at the hotel, but they just wax the floor in there, and I walk in and find myself on the wall. That'd have been a bad headline at R4, wouldn't it?
It would be a headline. We're glad you're still here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So you and I do this a lot when we chat about business and kind of where it's going. But before we jump into our panelists today, wanted to have you walk us through. And people say,
do you need that?
Are you having trouble?
You're going in and out.
Well, I'm turning my head, so I'll keep looking at you. People always want to know. RE/MAX has been around for 48 years. What are we doing? You talked a little bit yesterday in your opening remarks, but kind of give us an idea. What does build your business mean from a RE/MAX standpoint?
All right. So we talk about we're a business that builds businesses. And really what we do is we innovate behind the scenes while people innovate their lives in front of the scenes. As an agent, you shouldn't be running around looking for different tools to build your business with. You should be out there communicating with the customer, doing what you do best. And when you think about it, what's a heart surgeon does heart surgery. They don't clean up the operating room. They don't prep things like that. They come in and they do the specifics of the business. Now, what are the specifics in your business? Specifics in your business are how do you maintain that customer relationship, cultivate that into a transaction and execute that transaction at its greatest potential and opportunity for the customer and give them a great experience while you're doing it. Sounds like I'm cutting it out.
Yeah, maybe grab that hand.
Okay. Can you guys hear me on the handheld? All right. So you should be doing the best thing that you should be doing. I mean, simple statement, but that's the reality. And it's the reality is that people don't, because we're easily distracted, especially with the mindset of an entrepreneur. I'm going to chase something that's going to help me make things easier, or that seems cool, or that I feel good about, or something like that. That's our job, is to check that stuff out, iterate those things into the business behind the scenes, and get it to you so that you can do your business. So we're building the foundation for you to do the execution. That's what building your business looks like. Now, building your business doesn't happen if you try something a little bit at a time and then move on to the next thing. It happens through consistency of doing those things that work. The framework of this industry, which is communicating with a customer understanding their challenges and their fears, because there are a lot of fears in this marketplace. There are always fears in the marketplace, but this one has some really unique challenges currently. And we have to help them understand that they can trust us to help them with that. You know, we always talk about trust. So how do we get better at that? We build upon those things. That this Kaizen philosophy of 1% gain. How do we get better at our database? How do we add to our database? Well, it's 1% at a time. It's one person or two people at a time. How do we get better at our knowledge of closing the transaction? It's a little bit at a time. But we have to keep getting better. And that's the part that helps you build your business. So it's a combination of factors. We work on the stuff behind the scenes, which you saw yesterday, G73. Been working on that for 3 years, iterating little bits at a time into that. It's solid. It works. It's really good technology for the organization and for all you. And you work on the front end, but we all have to work on our parts in order to get better.
So that's what you heard. That's how you build your business. Work on your parts.
Got it.
No, but seriously, something was interesting rewinding pandemic-wise. Am I going in and out as well?
We got lots of these.
Thank you. Thank you. We can always retool. About 3 weeks into stay at home last year, I was visiting with an office in Zoom, and the agent said, I've never used video, I've never used Zoom. Is this technology going to make me less relevant as an agent? Because have we not heard in the industry, the agent's going to be disintermediated? Companies are trying to just slowly peel you away, right? I call it the boogeyman. I'm going to be talking about this afternoon. Is the agent going away?
The short answer is absolutely not. The little bit longer answer is the agent that wants to go away will go away. Now, let me elaborate on that real briefly. Agents want things to do all of their business for them, okay? We all want this easy button to do our business for us. The agent that looks for the stuff to replace them with and to replace their value to the marketplace will go away, because you're trying to minimize and marginalize your specialty in the market, which is that relationship, managing, leading. You got to be a leader in this business, and that means you have to lead. It's an action. It's not a position. Leading is an action. You have to lead in your marketplace. Agents who replace everything except for their photo on their business card are not going to have a place in this market. That's why this relationship matters. That's why first matters, because it actually causes you to execute on communication in that relationship, and why video matters, but you're not, making yourself into just a talking head on a screen someplace. You're actually doing something for somebody because they start trusting you. So those that are trying to replace themselves will do a damn good job of replacing themselves. Those that are trying to get rid of all the stuff that they shouldn't be doing will make themselves more important in the market, because they become the heart surgeons in this process. You have to be part of this. Otherwise, you do replace yourself. So you have to focus on being there for that customer, building that trust and confidence and that presence.
And I'll add to that, when this agent had asked that question, my immediate response was, technology is not going to replace a real estate agent, but an agent that doesn't adopt technology is going to replace themselves, be replaced. So it's the combination of both together. Shouldn't be afraid. By the way, none of the technology was new. It was just new to a lot of us, because let's be super honest. And I'm really good. If I don't insult you by the end of a presentation, I have not done my job. We're slow to adopt technology in our industry. Would you agree, yes or no? We are. Why don't people do video? 2 reasons.
They don't like the way they sound
And don't like how they
look.
Sorry about your bad mug and your terrible voice. Get over it. We got to be on video, right?
That's it. I mean, they have a fear of other people's opinions. FOPO. That's really the biggest reason why people don't get out there, put themselves out there. Oh, I don't look good. I mean, come on. We love how you look. Why? Because we're all unique. That's why there's 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins. Everybody wants something different in life. And you got to just put yourself out there. People want to be with people who are happy, who are content, who are confident. Top 3 leadership principles: confidence, communication, and community. I mean, that's what a real estate agent should be.
And do you know how you look and sound on video? Exactly like you do in person, folks. I hate terrible news this morning, but it is making a difference. And the thing that we've got to keep in mind, that I believe that consumers got an upgrade in their knowledge this last year too. And the difference between a mediocre producer and a top producer is efficiency. Does brand matter?
More now than ever, Nick.
Why?
Trust. So what does brand represent? When we see a brand, what do we have this feeling in our brains and in our bodies, kind of elation that we're okay when we see a brand. It's the weirdest mental trigger where when you recognize a brand, you have trust. I talk about presence creates trust. We spend, collectively as an organization, billions of dollars a year putting that brand out there. Why? Because we're spreading trust. When people see the brand, they go, I know what I'm getting. It's like when you're you ever been to a foreign country and you're going, where do I go eat? And then you see the Golden Arches. You're like, okay. Or it's McDonald's.
Because it's delicious?
No,
it's terrible, but we love it.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's all right. You see that. You see Burger King, you see KFC, and Pizza Hut. Those are all over the world. RE/MAX is all over the world too. People walk into a RE/MAX office because they know I get a trusted advisor for my real estate needs. That's what a brand is trust in one word.
And let's talk about way out in the future, 5 years from now, way out in the future. What are we going to be talking about 5 years from now on something like this?
Well, honestly, last R4, we didn't know what we'd be talking about this R4. But, who would have thought we'd had a pandemic swinging through? But, 5 years from now, we're going to be sitting here talking about what can we do to maximize the agent and the customer experience. We're going to be talking about, first of all, how RE/MAX continues to take over the planet. And really, what little bitty tweaks make the agent better. The reality is you roll back 5 years, we're talking about the same thing. That's the reality. We are a blip. All of us sitting here are a blip on the calendar of life. And we have to do the very best we can do every day. And that 5 years will pass and we continue to get better tiny bits at a time. Or, flip side, we continue to get worse tiny bits at a time. And it's the people that don't evolve with what they see changing, happening, new discoveries, like we've been creating new technology. Those things happen one day at a time. So 5 years later, you're an overnight success 5 years later. Real estate, people in the Diamond Club, in the Pinnacle Club, things like that, you look at 5 years from now, there's going to be a new cohort in that group who are making millions of dollars a year. Why? A little bit better one day at a time over 5 years.
And Pinnacle, by the way, we were sharing the stats with the group. Even though it's $2 million, the average income of Pinnacle this year, 2.97. It's incredible.
What's interesting about that? When you look around the industry, people are like, hey, can you go recruit somebody? Or can you get me some stock or something like that? I look around and I go, how many millionaires can we make? That's what RE/MAX is about. That's what when you see Dave Liniger, thank him for being the guy who made more millionaires on this planet than any other person ever has.
No, it's very true. And that's a lead in. I'm going to be talking about that today, that if you've never been with RE/MAX or you never will be, Dave and Gail gave a raise to every agent in this business for forever. Level up. So that's a hint of what I'm going to be talking about. Parting words. Why are agents so much more successful here than with other companies? I mean, it's 2 to 1. Folks, let me rephrase this. Someone said something to me the other day. They asked this question, considering RE/MAX, and they said, what makes RE/MAX so different? So that's part of the question. But they said, but isn't RE/MAX a traditional company? Been around 48 years. It is, but guess what? Still the newest kid in town, because not one other competitor has figured out to catch the production level of what you do. 2 to 1. No one else has figured it out yet. Why haven't they?
Well, it's interesting when people start saying traditional, you're the, you've been around forever, we're going to disrupt you, whatever it is. You know what? That is people who are insecure about where they're at, so they're attacking those that are secure about where they're at. And when we start criticizing, it's because we're reflecting upon how we feel about ourselves. Okay? I mean, seriously, think about that. If you know somebody in your life that criticizes other people, they are probably the most insecure person you know. Okay? That's what we get to deal with as leaders. When you're second, third, fourth, whatever it is, people kind of leave you alone because they're like, oh yeah, they're with us. They're okay. Let's go after the one who's first. Let's go after the one who we want to unseat from the throne, because that's a good target. It's human nature. For some strange reason, it's that philosophy of crabs in a bucket. You throw a bunch of crabs in a bucket and they try and climb up each other to get out, but the one at the top always gets pulled down by the others. Everybody wants to bring everybody to mediocrity. Not in this organization. This organization, you look at it and you go, everybody wants to lift each other up. So you're in rare air here at this organization. You're here because of the power of association, when you back to your original part of the question. And you look at Dr. David McClellan, who is a retired Harvard professor, did this study, and he said that 95% of your success or failure is because of the people you spend the most time with. You guys want to be successful. You look at it and go, nobody's putting a glass ceiling above my head. I want to be as successful as I want to be, not what the other agents in my office want me to be, where we're sitting at a sales meeting and I'm making them look bad because I'm outperforming them. I mean, you sit in that room, and if you're the top of the pile, people kind of give you that look. They're like, "Urgh." But you're looking at it going, all right, where's the next room? We're the next room. We're the place where people can be as successful as they want to be. Why? Because we encourage each other. We lift each other up. The term standing on the shoulders of giants. But the reality is, you have to pick your room. You have to pick the people that you are going to spend time with. And why are you there? Do you want to be the highest producer around? If you do, go hang out with the highest producers. If you want to be the best golfer, go hang out with the best golfers. You want to, be the best at anything. You want to be healthy, go hang out with healthy people. You want to be miserably out of shape and unhealthy?
Come hang out with me.
I'm not going to say what you had for dinner last night, but the reality is we become what we surround ourselves with, and that is the simplest thought, yet the hardest to grasp in this industry, because everybody wants to go, no, shiny thing, or hey, did you get this? We have this huge FOMO, fear of missing out, in this industry, but it's the disciplined that stay the course. This is a marathon, not a sprint, to the success in life. Success is not a destination. Everybody wants to say, you come here, you get this. No, what happens after that? What happens after that? Because that's next week, or that's next month, or that's next year. But I want my career to be successful and continue to build upon that. That is why you continue to get better, that other question. That is why you associate with the best. And that's why we help each other continue to iterate with those disciplines every day of being excellent.